Oh, man. You know what? I made a mistake. I think I fucked up here. Because I just realized how fucking hungry I am. So, yeah, that's not great. Oh, I even ate. I had food before this. What happened? I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Like, this just came out of nowhere. Do I have water at least? I don't have my water's out in the sofa. Shit! Oh. This could be problematic. I might get into a hunger crash here. You might witness a hunger crash out. Anybody ever seen that video of that one woman? I worked 10 hours. All I want is Wingstop. What did you eat today, Squid? I'm fucking starving. I ate nothing. That's the video I should pull up. Hang on, I want to see if I can find it. Let me see. I think this is it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope this is the right one. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Can I copy this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Hold on, hold on. We're gonna put this. We're gonna put this. Is this right? Yeah, this is it. All right, we're gonna take this. Ah! We're gonna take this. Oh man, this is gonna really. This is gonna make my. This is gonna really round off the stream. This is gonna round off the stream once I get through this. Okay, let's rush through this because I wanna show this video. Okay, here we go. So as the caption shows, more Republicans think Donald Trump, a 79-year-old syphilis mushbrain fat ass who doesn't exercise, eats McDonald's, and drinks Diet Coke all day, could beat them in a fight. 39% of Republicans think Trump would beat them in a fight. 33% think they would beat him. Look at this shit. Who do you think would win in a physical fight between you and Donald Trump? U.S. adults. Okay, so overall adults have common sense here by a lot. 75 to 5. Independents 58 to 11. 39%. This is just fucking pathetic. An 8-year-old boy and Donald Trump. Oh, okay. So when it's an 8-year-old, wow. What a surprise that the Epstein party thinks that Donald Trump could beat a child. Yeah, you know what? I bet he could. And once he's beaten that child, he's going to do other things to it too. Oh my god, this is just pathetic. This is the chest thumping like fuck your feelings people that want to reach for their gun at the first slight think that they can't take Donald Trump in a fight. This is amazing. Oh my god. The total cuckening of the Republican Party is just oh my god. It's fantastic. Oh, whoops, I don't have my multi-chat enabled. I knew there was something I forgot. I mean, this is just oops, still wrong tab. This is just fucking glorious to me. I love this and I love that for them. This is amazing. This is the like UFC crowd people, right, saying that they would get whooped by Trump. I love this. I love this. Oh my god, the brain rot of these people. They think that this guy, this chubby motherfucker who needs a golf cart just to get to the hole, he sits down and then the cart takes him right up to the ball. He whacks it with a little tiny little bitch stroke. I look at this. This is who they think they'd lose a fight to. Is that even real? Yeah, that's not a real photo. Hold on. I mean, come on, people. Come on. The only way he's gonna win is if he like lays on you. This is fat bastard territory. You run in circles. You poke at his fucking belly with jabs, and he's gonna be tired out. This is insane. I mean, look at this. He thinks. Where's the quote about battery? Yeah, here it is. He considers exercise misguided, arguing that a person, like a battery, is born with a finite amount of energy. So he doesn't exercise, with which exercise only depleted. So he doesn't exercise. He does half of fighting is just being in shape. Honestly, if you can just be in shape and last longer than the other person, that's half the fight right there. The other person can have as much technique as they want, but if they're gassed in 30 seconds, and the other person is maintaining distance, that's not exactly unwinnable. And I mean, he eats nothing but McDonald's. His diet hasn't changed. This was published in 2000. This was January of this year. His diet hasn't changed. He still eats just McDonald's. RNC chairman said in a podcast interview last year that during one meal, Trump ate a Filet-O-Fish, a quarter-pounder, a Big Mac, and fries. That is an insane amount of food for one person. A Filet-O-Fish, a quarter-pounder, and a Big Mac, and fries. I mean, yeah, wow. No, what? I can't believe this is not altered. Why would you even need to alter this when naturally he looks like this? I mean, come on, people. And his health is fucking Express Mate Trump is very stupid. He's also in piss poor shape. And here we go again. So look, this is Twitter. So we wade through the cesspool of Twitter with me on this because, like, we got it. Like, I don't know who this person is. Let me see. I don't know who that is. This is, I believe, this is an actual J6 activist. Oh, okay, she's a terrorist. Wait a minute. J6 activists. Lack of representation in their constituents' greatest honor of needs. Yeah, so she's a right-wing terrorist. And even she's calling this out. I mean, look at this. He is not in good health. They are fucking Weekend at Bernie's-ing this shit to no end.
Has appeared over the last several months with visible. We have a new photo today that shows both of President Trump's hands covered in bruising and makeup. Now, if you've been following this story, this isn't something new. Trump has appeared over the last several months with visible bruising on his hands, often trying to cover it up with makeup. But to see the bruising on both hands is something new. And when White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about the bruising on Trump's hands, she previously told the press that it was because he shakes so many hands. I mean, come on, people.
Oh,
that's just such a BS excuse. And not to mention, this new bruising comes as Trump made an...
And the MAGA mob will just fucking gobble this talking point down the way Trump gobbles down McDonald's. This is insane. To think you get that kind of discoloration from shaking hands is insane. It's ridiculous.
An unscheduled visit to the dentist last weekend, which fueled even more speculation and questions surrounding...
Yeah, that wasn't the dentist he went to. No fucking way.
...surrounding his health. And let's be so for real, if this was Joe Biden, if Joe Biden was showing up to public events with bruises on his hands and trying to cover it up with makeup, the media, specifically conservative media, would be in absolute meltdown mode, demanding answers about his health. So,
Pamela, what you don't want to get to this absolute unit of a physical perfection specimen, Pamela? You don't want to get close to this? Come on. Look at that skeleton jawline. You know you want some of this, Pamela. And yet Biden was completely fine, right? Biden was not completely fine, you fucking idiot. That's why she's saying, imagine if
reporters
Biden...
keep pressing. The media, specifically conservative media, would be an absolute...
They were all over Biden's health, and there's nothing to be said about this shit here on Trump, nothing to be said about him falling asleep in his cabinet meetings. And you want to be in here and talk about Biden. Do you hear yourself? Do you realize how fucking insane and stupid you sound? The media hounded Biden. You, on the other hand, are in favor of corporate media pushing a one-side narrative. You want your little fake news bubble. That's what you want because you're a little snowflake and you have to live in your fake news reality because you can't handle the fact that this is your fucking dear leader. This is your dear leader. This is your dear leader right here. Coke jaw and everything. Biden is not the president anymore. Get over it. Exactly. You're right. There's definitely no problem with Trump falling asleep, eating only a McDonald's, never exercising. You're right. There's no problem with this. See, this is why no one takes you guys seriously. This is why you're a party of only pedophiles, because only pedophiles could say the kind of stupid shit that you're saying. Because pedophiles are not smart people. That's the only way that you guys could be so dumb that you would have the same IQ as your rape victims. Because you could see this. You could see Trump falling asleep in meetings, drool coming out of his mouth, and you say, no problem here, there's nothing going on. This is why you're not taken serious. This is why you're losing. This is why everybody hates you, and this is why you will be Nuremberged. Get used to it. And again, the fucking chest thumping MAGA pedophiles here that think they're such tough, hot guys pick on people that have no representational power. Just like this Tennessee GOP passed a rigged congressional map cracking Memphis in 3 pieces. These maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Of the most powerful white supremacists in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Memphis is the most beautiful place.
Pamela, that's a good point. Biden did give up the nomination. Not soon enough, unfortunately, but he did do it. He did the adult thing. And Trump, because he's a pedophile who identifies with the children that he rapes, is never going to do the adult thing.
Place on the planet. It's the place that raised me, my brothers, my parents, my grandmothers, and where my ancestors' bones rest. And what you are doing today is eviscerating the only black majority congressional district in our state because we are majority black. We are here because this Republican Party has to seek to steal elections and seats.
Damn
because
right.
The president.
That's such a key point. The Republicans can never win without cheating. The Republicans push this narrative of people voting twice or voting for dead parents, and every single time it's Republicans doing exactly that. Same thing with the Epstein files. The reason the Epstein files was pushed by Trump and by Musk and by all these other right-wing pedophiles like Alex Jones is because they're in them. The reason that Alex Jones was out there saying that they're eating babies is because he was the one that saw it. He was the one participating. He was the one around it. We know this because Alex Jones had child sex abuse material on his fucking laptop when he's being sued by the Sandy Hook people. And yet the MAGA mob never goes after him. They worship that fucking fat freak. It's the complete divorce of reality because they cannot handle it. You know, it's just like a kid who has to have like his little, what do they call those? A blanket fort. That's what Republicans have built. They've built this total fucking blanket fort of fake news, alternate reality, because they can't handle the fact that their pedophile in chief is a fat, ugly, lazy fuck who's probably nearly on his deathbed. He did not. Oh, I'm sorry, Boy Eats World. You're not familiar with this thing called the Epstein files, which Trump is in 1,000,000 times, you fucking loser. And again, while Republicans want to pick on black folks, and Chad Loader on Blue Sky really said something very enlightening for me. He was saying how if you ever feel like you want to get involved in, politics, community, whatever, one of the best things you can do is hear from what black folks are working on. If they're working on, child care, if they're working on prison support, if they're working on housing, one of the best things you can do is to help that crowd, help those folks, help that community, because I can't remember his exact phrasing, but it was something like the edge of the sword strikes there first. And he's correct. Black folks are always going to be the target. So as soon as they're done with this in Memphis, then they're going to go after, Democratic communities that are more diverse, that are more white, and they're going to start fracturing those until they're all Republicans, because Republicans can't win without cheating. Trump's name is in the Epstein files like 1,000,000 times, so in the word that doesn't mean he was on the island. He flew on Epstein's plane. He didn't need to go to the island because Trump was sued in 2016 for raping a 13-year-old girl with Epstein at Epstein's party. You would know this if you actually gave a shit about protecting kids. But all you do is come in these chats and you fucking yap and you defend a fucking pedophile like Trump. It's fucking stupid and it's pathetic, and it's why no one takes your shit serious. It's why Ben Shapiro and the Daily Liar is going fucking bankrupt, because no one takes your shit serious anymore. And honestly, I love that for you. May you all go bankrupt. And again, this is the kind of shit that the MAGA right wants. They want to pound their chest and go after black folks and go after people in Gaza, bombing babies, but they think they'll lose to a fucking pedophile that's 79-year-olds with syphilis brain. It's insane. Where's the audio? Oh, Jesus, that makes it even more haunting. Ben South says Trump is a fucking pedophile piece of shit. Finally, someone who gets it. Haha, pedo. Egg salad hat, I agree. Trump is a pedophile. Boy Eats World, fucking Google it. 2016, Trump, lawsuit, Epstein. It's not that fucking hard, dude. Isn't this where you guys love to do your own research? There's no evidence that Clinton and Biden are pedophiles. There's none at all. If there was, that would have been the first fucking thing released in the Epstein files. But there's not. However, there are serious allegations that Trump raped, murdered, ate, and burned babies alive on Epstein's island. He flew on Epstein's plane. Hell, he bought Epstein's plane during the 2024 election. Why do you buy that? All the fucking happy memories? You guys are so fucking pathetic. Scorpio, Trump derangement syndrome, you're the guy that worships Trump. You have nothing else in your life but Trump. I can talk about other shit, but all you're doing here is defending a fucking pedophile. And you're trying to say that everybody else has Trump derangement syndrome while you defend a pedophile. No matter how many children he's raped, you're going to defend that pedophile. My friend, you have the Trump derangement syndrome. Boy Eats World, you're a fucking idiot. I told you to Google it. It's literally one of the first articles that comes up. Correct arguments, incorrect presentation? I don't even know what the hell that means. See, but this is what Republicans, the MAGA pedophiles here, like Scorpio, Boy Eats World, all these people in my chat, you guys love this shit. You get a fucking rage boner for this kind of shit, but you can't have a single ounce of empathy for the Epstein victims who go to Congress and stood behind Pam Bondi, and Pam Bondi was asked to apologize to those victims or say something to those victims, and she couldn't. You guys love this shit, but you can't actually identify with real victims because you are the pedophiles. You are the rapists. You are the party of crime. No one takes your shit seriously. You can be in my chat all the fucking time that you want. It doesn't make a fucking difference because Americans know that you are the pedophiles. You're hated, you're despised, you're losing, and you will be all lined up at Nuremberg. Go ahead, type in my fucking chat. See if I give a shit. You're boosting my traffic. Please, type away, friends. The DOJ published a study showing right-wing extremism has killed 520 Americans since 1990 compared to 78 from the left. 2 days after Charlie Kirk was killed, they deleted it. Wow, shocking. Again, Republicans can never actually win honestly. They have to cheat. They have to work the refs. They have to lie. They have to shove bullshit into our face because the facts are always against them. Today, the administration released a counterterrorism strategy focused almost entirely on left-wing groups. Those facts belong in the same sentence. Full piece on Substack. And here is the actual report. Ideology of political murders. As Trump calls for a crackdown on the radical left, an analysis from the Cato Institute of 620 politically motivated murders since 1975 shows that when 9/11 is excluded, most political violence comes from the right. Murders by ideology and politically motivated terrorism since 75, excluding 9/11. Here we go again. It's all the right wing. It's always these right-wing pedophiles. Jean Marclad, hi, how are you? It's always the right-wing terrorists. Look at this. Left, let's see, let's round that up to 400, 100. The left is not, like, barely an eighth. Well, it would have been a fourth with those numbers, but it's barely an eighth for every one person that the leftist terrorism takes out. The right-wing pedophile crime party does 8. That's an insane number. And hey, I'm glad Scorpio, Boy Eats World, I'm glad you pedophiles are in my chat because the longer you spend here, the safer the kindergartens are in your neighborhood. So please, keep typing. Go ahead.
In fact, you will not be the speaker because...
Now, Rami, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Elgundur says his Rutgers grad speech was canceled after an unknown number of students has had issues with some of his unidentified online posts. All the more puzzling as he says he's had a law firm review his posts before to check they're above board for his line of work. Now, here's the funny thing is that the only people more snowflakey than the right-wing pedophile party are Zionists. And those two are just in bed on top of all the children that they rape. Antifa Losi Haiva. Did you have a stroke? Honestly, if you are, please don't seek medical attention. It's all fake news. RFK Jr. says, if you're having a stroke, you just need to stroke out. Just let it happen, because when there's less MAGA people alive, there is more blood for me to drink. Please, keep stroking out, brother. So this is basically what happened here, is that the Zionist criminals at this university said, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. A man of color, a Muslim with a Muslim-sounding name is going to be here, and he's going to be saying things about Israel. Oh, no. What did he say about Israel? He's been so threatening. He's been threatening all of us. He says he's gonna do things. Okay, what did he say? I don't like him. Get him away. That's what happens every time with these Zionist bullshit. They never have anything. They say he made online posts that are scary and dangerous and all this bullshit, and yet they can't provide any fucking factual information. Yet again, this is just like the Republican pedophile party. They love to lob these accusations. Like these pedophiles right here in my chat, blaming like Clinton and stuff. Okay, where's your evidence? Honestly, if Bill Clinton, here's the other difference. If Bill Clinton is a pedophile, lock him the fuck up. But you guys can't say the same thing about Trump. Because then if Trump, the pedo domino, falls, the rest of you get locked up. All these January 6 terrorists that got fucking freed by Trump are now getting locked up for pedophilia. That's an actual fucking thing. That's an actual fucking thing that's happening. Republicans are pedophiles, and they just lob bullshit, and now the Zionists, taking a page right out of their playbook, are doing the same goddamn thing. They're just making up bullshit, and they have nothing to back it up.
You were told that you were going to be a speaker, very honorably so, in December. Days before the graduation, you are told that, in fact, you will not be the speaker because an undefined number of students.
For the record, holy shit, I thought I had a big nose. Prem, my brother. Big Nose Club, BNC, baby. God damn. You can go skiing off that fucking thing. I've just got like a little, what do they call those? A bunny hop or whatever in the fuck it is.
Had an issue with an unidentified number of social media posts and unidentified content in those social media posts. And therefore, your speech will be canceled and there might indeed, in fact, be no speaker.
Not only will there be no speaker, there's categorically no speaker, and he even contemplated never having a speaker again because he doesn't want to face this issue again. It is just, yeah, I don't know what kind of world we're living in where this sort of behavior is acceptable from leadership. I feel so bad for the students. They worked so hard to get to this point, and they deserve to have a full convocation.
We have gotten to the full snowflakeification of the colleges, which is again ironic because that's what the MAGA pedophile party always used to say, is that the colleges are just breeding blue-haired pussies. They're all woke weaklings. And yet here they all are all caught up in their fifis, unwilling to hear facts about Israel's genocide in Gaza. That's what's fucking happening. And then they can provide absolutely fucking nothing to discredit this guy. They can provide absolutely fucking nothing to as to why they feel unsafe. The only reason they feel unsafe is because they're fucking cowards. Because if he were to talk about Gaza, because if he was to tell the truth about the genocide there, it would expose these criminals for who they are. And Israel, being so in bed with Congress and our corporations, can't have that. Can't have the fucking truth, can we?
And frankly, I know, unlike a lot of commencement speakers or convocation speakers in this case, I actually know a lot of these students. Like, I do a lot of engagement with Rutgers, as I mentioned. And I know a lot of them were looking forward to this particular speech. And what does it say for everybody else, right? And this sort of, if you want to call it the pro-Palestine movement, is not just composed of Arab Americans or Muslim Americans.
Damn right.
There's Jewish Americans, there's African Americans, there's people from all walks of life.
There's Caucasian Americans
that believe in this particular cause. So what does that say to everybody else? And what does that say to students in general? So don't stand up for anything. Don't say anything. Don't believe in anything because you might be canceled. And even those students that are uncomfortable, don't expose yourself to opposing points of view. And if you have the leverage, cancel people you don't like. Like, this is the message we're sending to this next generation of students, again, based to your point on like a bunch of vagaries. I will add one other thing, which is, I'm a public company CEO. I'm not just some random person hiding in the corner.
The hell
it is unimaginable that I've been able to maintain this position and, again, have one of the most successful exits in biotech in the last couple of years because I'm posting crazy things that are, hateful or violent or anti-Semitic or whatever. It's just not realistic. It's not believable. And look, we know the world we live in, particularly in America, and we know that people do get canceled for speaking up for Palestine. So this isn't the first attempt that I've faced. And,
That's very crucial. The cancellation of the Palestine activism is it was a thing done by the left, and it's a thing done by the right. For all the bullshit about, oh, I'm so afraid of what I can say because of cancel culture, all that nonsense. The actual people who face that are people like him that stand up for Palestinians, that stand up against the genocide in Gaza. They're, again, all the, like Russell Brand. Russell Brand was just on Piers Morgan. He was just on Megyn Kelly. And you know what he was doing? Copping up to raping a child. Hey, MAGA in my comments. That's another one you guys got. Congratulations. You really know how to pick these Christian pedos. And he's not even canceled. He raped a child. He admitted to raping a child on Megyn Kelly. Not canceled. But if you say from the river to the sea, well, then get the fuck out.
We've actually had a law firm review all of my social media posts to make sure, because we've had challenges before on people saying, well, this isn't appropriate for a CEO to be saying this or that. So I mean, I think this is it's hard for them to stand on this particular leg.
He's 100% correct. And this is something we can't let stand. We have to fight back on this every single minute of every single fucking day. We cannot allow these Zionists to control us this way. We need to speak up louder. We need to fight back harder. And we must ensure that Israel is sanctioned, divested from, and boycotted. Stat of the day, 63% by a 63-37 margin. Respondents in an @NPR poll said they blamed Trump for the current increase in gas prices. That includes a third of Republicans. Gas prices have surged to an average of $4.48 a gallon nationally. I think it's even higher than that now. When was this, May 6th? Oh, yeah, today's May 7th. So 33% of households say gas prices are a major strain on their household budgets, including 28% of Republicans. How much, if at all, do you blame President Trump for the current increase in gas prices? It'll never cease to make me laugh, the priorities of American voters. The Epstein files came out, and that, like, dented Trump's approval, you know. But the tariffs and the economy crashing and the cutting of jobs and now gas prices are what's really cratering his approval. But, you know, the whole thing that he's a pedophile that worked with Jeffrey Epstein for almost 2 decades and was sued for raping a child, gang raping with Epstein at his party. Yeah, that's not a big deal. God. Oh, Americans, we are truly in the late stage of this country. Now, here's the thing. Megyn Kelly is excited about her and Tucker's new Muslim audience. He's defending Islam. This is a very scary development that, I mean, look, it's good that Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson and a few other right-wing criminals are going woke now. They're realizing, oh, yeah, the only reason we ever hated Muslims was because Israel told us to. Wow, what a thought, right? So it's good that that's happening, but it's scary because it's not genuine. This is all about ratings. This is all about marketing. This is all about bringing in new audiences that are against the Iran war so that they then can be radicalized to Megyn Kelly's other bullshit, her pro-pedophilia shit. She's actively and openly said she's okay with men raping underage girls. That is her position. So then Ben Shapiro responded by saying, go get them clicks. Ben Shapiro, of course, is the co-founder of the Daily Liar. And kind of a crazy dunk to attempt right after you laid off half your staff because of falling viewership. That's right. Pro-Trump podcaster Patrick Bet-David said the Daily Wire's attempt to rebrand Ben Shapiro as a funny guy contributed to the conservative outlet laying off a number of employees. Wow. I would love to hear the justification from the marketing genius that tried to put Ben Shapiro as a funny guy in that column. Wow. That's one hell of a swing and a miss. Bet-David shared his take on what went wrong on his PBD podcast on Monday. The rebranding of Ben has been, let's try to see if he's funny and let's make him be funny and do all this stuff. I don't think it's working. When the hell has he ever been funny? The only time he's been funny is when he's been trolled. Remember that classic bit about He's like, well, what about this? What if, let me ask you this. Let's say, because we're saying, let's just say this is a given, that sea levels will rise, say 2 feet, say 3 feet, say 5 feet, say 100 feet. Let's say that that's all possible. Let's say the people on the coast lose their homes. Do you don't think that those people are just going to sell their homes and move? To which we got that classic, who do you think they're going to sell them to, Ben? Fucking Aquaman! That's the only single time Ben Shapiro has ever been funny, or when he is in these constantly growing yarmulkes that are soon going to cover him like a fucking dildo on a cock. Beyond giving his usual political take, Shapiro has commented on pop culture more in recent years. Oh my God, that's right. He had that picture. Was it the Barbie movie? Like, everything he does is cringe. But what do you expect from a trust fund baby who was born into wealth and has a picture of him as a teenager in a fucking Matrix trench coat and a fucking sword in his hand? Of course he's going to be cringe. Everything he does is cringe. He said the site has made some other flubs too, like attacking former employee Candace Owens, good old Candace, as well as going from Fox News' enemy to having a cozier relationship with the cable news giant. Another issue has been the Daily Wire having talent like Owens, Brett Cooper, and former CEO Jeremy Boring leave the Nashville-based company in recent years. Does it show the numbers, though? Daily Wire says 23 to 28. It doesn't show how many people he's laid off. Fuck! It was a lot, though. It was a lot of fucking people. And here we are again with, there are two ways to enslave a country. One is by the sword, the other is by debt. John Adams. U.S. debt now exceeds the size of the economy, a once unthinkable threshold. U.S. publicly held debt as a share of GDP, 100.2%. That is fucking insane. This has not happened since World War II. And you can see the only, like, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And the only fucking time that Republicans care about the debt or the deficit is when a Democrat is in charge. I mean, look at this fucking spike. This has got to be about 2016 to 2020. Biden reduced it a little bit, then it goes back up, and now it's just gonna keep growing. They only care when a fucking Democrat is in charge. The last person to leave us with a surplus was fucking Clinton. And then, again, these are the intellectuals on the right, still thinking about the Goldman Sachs analysis that predicted we would be at 120% of normal traffic in the Strait of Hormuz by now. Bang up job, you guys. These guys are real. You know what we need to do? These guys missed by a mile. Let's give them a fucking raise. Let's give these guys another $5 million a year. Hey, by the way, secretary, you're fired, and all you staff workers are laid off. Yeah, get out of here. Go on. But you guy who missed by a mile, $10 million fucking dollars. I want to give you stock bonuses. It's just pure fucking corporate corruption. All these people that predicted this, there will be no fucking repercussions for them. Not at all. And all the smart business people that actually took this serious and, made their business decisions based on this, my God, I can't wait to see you guys go out of business because it is just around the fucking corner. And they voted for this. Hey, may you get the economy that you voted for, MAGA. A confidential new CIA analysis delivered to policymakers this week concludes that Iran can survive the U.S. naval blockade for at least 3 to 4 months before facing more severe economic hardship, a finding that contradicts those hailing an imminent collapse, which is ironic because we're probably in a more severe economic hardship situation than Iran is, by far. U.S. intel also indicates that Iran retains about 75% of its pre-war inventories of mobile launchers and about 70% of its pre-war stockpiles of missiles, per a U.S. official. The regime has been able to recover underground storage facilities and repair damaged missiles. This week, Trump painted a more dire picture of Iran's situation, saying their economy is crashing, their currency is worthless, and their missiles are mostly decimated. But U.S. intelligence offers a much more sobering assessment. One of the U.S. officials said they thought Iran's capacity to sustain prolonged economic hardship is far greater than even the current CIA estimate. The leadership has gotten more radical, determined, and increasingly confident they can outlast U.S. political will and sustain domestic repression to check any resistance inside Iran, the official said. Comparatively, you see similar regimes lasting years under sustained embargoes and air power-only wars. White House spokeswoman Anna Kelly defended the blockade's effectiveness. Iran was crushed militarily. Yeah, okay. Now they are being strangled economically and losing $500 million per day thanks to the U.S. military's successful blockade. Are you kidding me? Iran is making more money than they did prior to this because they're selling oil at almost 3 times. I think it's actually more than 3 times they were making per barrel, and they're selling it straight over to Russia and to China, who are our enemies, by the way, and they're selling it to them. I mean, Iran was crushed militarily. If they think reducing a military by 30% is crushing it, oh man. Actually, it's starting to make sense why they're so bad at this. The picture is becoming clearer now. And of course, we get all these billionaires who backed Trump. The billionaires were the ones that wanted this. And AOC is telling it like it fucking is.
There's a certain level of wealth and accumulation that is unearned, right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power, you can break rules, you can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right?
That's
And
right.
so you have to create a myth
Why did she look
that
familiar?
since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it. There's a certain
This is 100% correct because a shockingly high percentage of wealth from the billionaire Epstein class is inherited. They didn't work a damn from the moment they were born. They had money. And MAGA, that's who you guys back? You back people who are born into money? I thought you guys hated the elites. I thought you hated those Ivy League losers like Ted Cruz. And yet here you are listening to Ben Shapiro, whose parents were a fucking news producer and a movie music composer. Those are your, and Trump himself, born with a silver fucking spoon. His father was a real estate magnate, born into a multi-million-dollar estate. That's who you guys support. I don't. And she's 100% correct. You can't earn $1 billion because they're born into it. They're born into money, and that money creates more money. Even if they don't do anything, you're going to put it in a fucking investment account. And then they're going to get a bunch of fucking spoiled little bitch treatment because they can just go somewhere. And then it becomes, oh my God, Mr. Bezos, your table is busy, but we'll kick them the fuck out. That shit happens all the goddamn time in the industry. And she's 100% correct that billionaires don't work. They don't accumulate. They don't create anything. All they create is work for their lawyers to fend off their latest sexual harassment lawsuit. That's the only work they create. Because right now, all these billionaires from Musk to Bezos to Zuckerberg are all cutting jobs and trying to re-implement everything with AI. So that's bullshit to say that they are job creators. They're not. They're job cutters. And they also don't pay their fucking taxes. So they're un-American. This made my eyes bleed when I read it. Ugh. Kamala Harris wants the DNC to release its autopsy, she's told donors. Harris has not talked about it. DNC chair Ken Martin did not know about his decision to keep it under wraps until it happened. This is such fluff piece bullshit. There is absolutely no fucking way that this is what Kamala wants. Because Kamala, at the end of the day, is at fault. It will be bad publicity because she made bad campaign decisions. She made bad rhetoric decisions. And she was just a shitty candidate and a shitty person. This is fluffing. So now that Kamala's campaign knows that Ken Martin doesn't want to release the autopsy, now they see, aha, let's plant this story and the media will run with it. This is what the elites do. This is NBC News. Of course it's NBC News. So they take an anonymous tip from someone in Kamala's campaign. Now that she knows she can say this, because Ken Martin isn't going to actually release the fucking report. You can't hear me? Pamela, are you watching on YouTube? Can you hear me now? Says I'm fine in OBS. So she can say this and get away with it because there's absolutely no repercussions. There is nothing at stake here. So I don't buy this for a fucking minute because it's counterintuitive. Because if the report actually does get released, like I said, it's gonna show Kamala at fault. However, if she puts this story out, that looks good for her. That looks good for her. It's total bullshit. And it's probably anonymously sourced. Consider another run for president. She was also saying she has no problem with the public airing of what went wrong last time. Bullshit. Telling donors. So apparently the story is claiming that Kamala herself is telling donors this. But what's their source? Yeah, a person who has heard the conversation. Exactly. There's no fucking way this is real. I don't buy it. You can hear me now? Okay, I think I might have had my mic too far away. That thing. Testing, testing. Okay, there we go. So the California debates are upon us for the gubernatorial race. Corporate politicians think non-answer word salads are effective because they can't offend staunch believers on either side of a debate or donors who guard the status quo. In reality, they offend all voters because people don't like being shrugged off. This is a very, very good analysis. When I hear a politician give a bullshit, you don't like it when I do this, Pamela? Why not Navajo's president in the USA? I don't understand your question. I'm not familiar with a Navajo candidate having currently being running for the office. But every time I hear a politician that don't give a straight answer, I just shrug them off.
But I want Javier to answer the question. Do you support California having its own single-payer system? Yes or no?
And Katie, the answer there is that Californians don't care what you call it.
Secretary Becerra, in
Yes
late
or
March, you said you'd, quote, deliver a state-run, publicly
so
funded
defensive.
health
Look at
care program for every Californian. But in a recent meeting, you reportedly told a group of doctors that you are not supporting single payer right now. So which is it?
This is the face of a guy who is not in. Is this better, Pamela? This is the face of a guy who is not in the race to actually win. This is a guy who's in the race to cash in for himself, and maybe, if things go right, maybe he'll win, and then he can enrich himself even further. But this is not the face of a guy who's taking this serious.
Would you push for single payer as governor or not?
When I was in Congress, I talked about how Medicare for all is probably the most efficient way that we could.
We didn't get an answer.
I just want to clarify real quick, and then we'll get you guys in. So, as governor, you're pushing for a single-payer system in California?
We should try to get to a Medicare for all program. And while we are continuing to work in that direction, we should make sure
The California Medical Association is the strongest group against single payer in the state, and they just spent the maximum amount of money. They maxed out to your campaign after that meeting.
Do you support CalCare, California having its own state-run single-payer system, yes or no?
Is that a question I
Sure,
can
go ahead.
As I said, when I was Secretary of Health and
You
Human
didn't answer the
Services,
question.
I was
I'd
able
like
to
my
accept-
time.
Is that a question I can answer? Yes, it is. Okay, here's my non-answer to the question.
Is that a yes or a no?
I'm answering the question.
Okay.
So the most important thing about having a Medicare for all plan is that it includes everyone, for all.
Covering everyone with something is not single-payer.
But the fact is, Javier, I've been in enough
Who the
forums
fuck
with
is
you
that?
where I've heard you say you're for it, and I've heard you say you're against it.
Look, healthcare is expensive, but what we have to do is reduce the cost.
Every other candidate on the stage gave an answer on single payer, and it was clear he's the only one who won't. And to me, with healthcare on the line, that's disqualifying.
Thank you.
Secretary
Yes.
Becerra, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, first, immigrants, whether documented or not.
Look, I am for single.
Do you support single payer for California? You know, when I was a boy, do you support single payer for California or not? This water is fantastic. Do you support single payer or not? Oh, my leg, I got a cramp. Oh, my God, this guy.
Payer. Absolutely, because the only way we can deliver healthcare as a right at a cost that California can afford. The truth is, we don't have a choice but to go to single payer, and you need somebody who's going to fight for it.
I did answer that question. I answered
On
it very
homelessness.
clearly. I did answer the question.
I hate that a billionaire is looking like the better candidate in this race. We are in the upside fucking down. And if you don't like that I said that a billionaire is looking like the preferred candidate, well, just wait till this next clip. Pamela, you said we don't have a Navajo president in the USA because most Americans are racist. Yeah, I think that's a pretty objectively true fact. Stop ACTA in Poland says exactly. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Thank God every day I live in Europe and not in that Zionistic third world bullshit USA country. No, not America being called a third world country. Fuck. Hey, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. Okay, so again, if you think that I'm, wrong in saying that Tom Steyer is looking like the better candidate in this race, just
ICE
roll
is
the
a
tape.
criminal organization. They're coming into our state. They're terrorizing people. They're racially profiling people, and they're harming people and committing violence against them. I'm in favor of abolishing ICE. But along the way, I did push for the sanctuary state law, which I absolutely believe in. But more than that, we should be prosecuting ICE agents for racial profiling. It's illegal in the state of California. We should be prosecuting them for violence against Californians. It's illegal, and we should go up the chain to the people who asked them to commit violence, including Stephen Miller. The truth is, we should be investigating their detention centers.
yes.
That they will not show that
Fuck
they're
yes.
dangerous, and they won't let anyone in, and I guess you can figure why.
Fuck yes.
We should be protecting immigrants. The state was built by immigrants. They continue to...
I want a fucking metal banger of this, just like...
Their detention centers.
What is
that
this?
they will not show that are dangerous.
The...
and they won't let anyone in, and I guess you can
prosecuting
them for violence against Californians. It's illegal, and we should go up the chain to the people who asked them to commit violence, including Stephen Miller.
And we should go up the chain to Stephen Miller. Ooh, ah, down, 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 up the chain against Stephen Miller. Down, wow, wow, wow. Oh my God, my ears just had a fucking orgasm hearing that.
The truth is, we should be investigating their detention centers, that they will not show that are dangerous, and they won't let anyone in, and I guess you can figure why. We should be protecting immigrants. The state was built by immigrants. They continue to make this state run, and the idea that we let agents from Washington, D.C. with masks and assault rifles come in here and terrorize them is absolutely against Californian values, and the governor is here to protect Californians.
Again, how do you fight this? How is it that a billionaire is saying the things that not only people want to hear, but want to have happen? Meanwhile, the establishment Democrats have been voting to keep ICE funded. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom here in California have helped the LAPD, the CPD, and every other California police organization work together with ICE. This motherfucker is not going to have it, or so he says. Is it genuine? I don't know. But I haven't heard that kind of rhetoric or passion from any of these motherfuckers up here. So are we willing to take a gamble on somebody who is saying very passionately something for this guy? Or are we willing to listen to this corporatist who can't even tell us if he wants single-payer health care? It is a tough decision. Thought it said Antichrist? That's funny. Funny how American leftards, I don't use word leftist because they are not leftists or socialists, claim to be anti-fascist despite their same shit as Nazi Third Reich. Stop acting Poland. You don't know what you're talking about there, because the leftists are the ones that actually fight Nazis in the street. I know because I am familiar with those people. So you're flat wrong on your comment. Disgraceful of Representative Josh Gottheimer to collab with Republican Mike Lawler, who's sitting on a flippable district that I'm actively working in to win for Democrat Effie Phillips Staley. Guess when your highest priority is defending Israel's interests, defeating fascist Republicans is low priority. AIPAC-funded Reps Josh Gottheimer and Mike Lawler go on CNN to cry about anti-Semitic hate speech and push their bill to combat anti-Semitism online. Both attack Candace Owens and Hassan Piker by name, and Jake Tapper interjects to urge them to also condemn Tucker Carlson. It's one thing, as ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt talked about, oh my God, this guy is not credible, to speak up and let your point of view be known. It's another to incite hate and violence targeted at others, Gottheimer says. Hassan Piker, Candace Owens, this is hate speech intended to incite violence. Lawler ridiculously claims Owens is making $500,000 per episode and attacks former Rep MTG as well for engaging in anti-Semitic tropes. I mean, she has, though. The Israel lobby is working overtime to strip us of all our First Amendment rights. And again, we see this from, where's the vote blue no matter who people? Hassan has repeatedly said that Zionism and Judaism are different. Israel should be separate from the Jewish religion because you know who doesn't want them to be separate? Fucking Nazis. Stop acting Poland. You're talking about Nazis? Nazis are the ones that are wanting any crime by Israel that's committed to be conflated with Judaism. That is what Nazis want, and that is also what the Zionists are doing by trying to say that we can't condemn Israel's genocide in Gaza. And it's losing. It's a losing position. The Democratic Party is losing repeatedly, and it's part of what led to Kamala losing in 2024. And until the Democrats reckon with that, I don't know, man. I don't see a future for the party. Yes, Israel is Nazi. I agree. I consider myself a leftist, but I'm far from a Nazi. Not all fit the same mold. Correct, Pamela. I don't know what this guy is saying. He just doesn't know what he's talking about on this specific point. I mean, no offense on that, Stop Acton Pullman, but respectfully, if you're saying leftists like this shit here, who specifically target and monitor Nazi organizations and dox them while they try to hide their faces and commit terrorist attacks, you're trying to say that these people are the same as the Nazis that tried to overthrow the Capitol on January 6th? You just don't know what you're talking about. I do not support Israel. Me neither. New exclusive from NBC News team. Trump's abrupt U-turn on a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz came after backlash from allies. Saudi Arabia suspended the U.S. military's ability to use its bases and airspace to carry out the operation, sources say. Per an admin official to me, Kuwait also cut off access basing and overflight, ABO. So we're just going to keep seeing this more and more. We are becoming more and more isolated. And as we become more and more isolated, our allies are not going to be able to let us use their bases, and then we're not even going to be able to support Israel. Honestly, that is the best endgame scenario, that Trump continues to isolate America to the point that we can't operate out of these bases to support Israel. That is the best endgame scenario here. Now, this happened, fuck, I don't think I have enough time. I'm going to see if I can, let's see. I'm going to see if I can rush through this. LAPD seen here providing support for federal agents raided MacArthur Park earlier today. Public officials keep lying about the city's involvement with federal operations in Los Angeles. So this is about the second or third time they've gone to MacArthur Park. And as you can see, there ain't shit happening here. There's no shots being fired. There's no people being carted away for drugs. It's just fucking theatrics, because as this regime grows more and more desperate, they're going to continue to do this racist, violent shit. And our elected officials do absolutely fucking nothing to help the people who are out there as actual legitimate vendors. And there are businesses in that area, and they do fucking nothing while these people terrorize our community. And the LAPD collaborates with ICE. Tom Steyer has said he will not allow this. I'm willing to take that risk. This video was posted by our local fascist U.S. attorney. They aren't hiding the collaboration. Even LAPD themselves publicly admit that they were there assisting for federal partners. Which, by the way, this is fucking illegal. Under sanctuary city laws for Los Angeles and sanctuary state laws in California, they are banned and not allowed to coordinate with federal ICE authorities. That is a fact of California law and Los Angeles law, and we see none of our officials working to enforce that or support it. And it is a fucking disgrace. Los Angeles and the Democrats running this city and running this state have turned us into a lawless criminal enterprise that is backing Nazi terrorists. My father was on the ground in Europe to save your country from Nazis in World War II. My country, interesting, tell which army, which battalion, which platoon was fighting in fucking Poland. You do realize that Hitler invaded Poland, right? You live in Poland and you don't know this? Methinks you're not being honest with us, friend. So this was something that really struck for me. Violence isn't the answer, only gets said when oppressed people start fighting back, not when the oppression is happening. You can see this in Israel. You know, the Israeli population, or in Lebanon as well, they're condemned as terrorists for fighting back against Israel's terrorism. And don't get me wrong, there are absolutely acts of terrorism being committed by Lebanon, by Hamas, by Iran. That is a documented fact. And Israel does not get to do the same back at them if they want to say that they are the good guys. If you are committing acts of terrorism, you are not the good guys. You are not the good guys. So violence isn't the answer is never thrown at Israel. Not fucking once have I heard that from anyone supporting Israel say this. But they have said it about the people fighting back against this brutal, vicious genocide. Anyway, time to go on to some fun stuff before I leave. I love this video.
I make my move, then you're free to check the king. No. Ron, no! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't. There must be another way. Do you want to stop Snape from getting that stone under? Harry, it's you that has to go on. I know it. Not me, not Hermione, you. I make my move.
Fucking love this video. Okay. Is this the metal version? Okay, this is the metal version. So let's see the original.
10 hours! All I want is I worked 10 hours! All I want is Wingstop!
That's a little
Why?
That's a little excessive. CEO of Angry.
I'm starving, Swiss! What did you eat today? I ate nothing! Nothing! I worked 10!
Holy shit, hanger is real, bro. Okay, so the internet remains undefeated with this clip. I love this shit. Oh, this is good. Oh, man, the internet remains undefeated. Okay, what did I miss here? I didn't say he was in Poland. He was in the U.S. Army. Why are you hating when I'm trying to understand your point? My father fought against Germany. I didn't said Hitler didn't invade Poland. I learned to read retarded Yankee. Okay, so you're just an asshole. Pamela, don't worry about this fucking loser. He's clearly some MAGA poser pretending. You know how MAGA constantly has to make, like, blackface, what do they call digital blackface accounts, right? And you know how they post on those accounts like, as a successful black man, I just love Donald Trump and how honest he is. You know how that keeps happening? That's what's happening with this guy. That's what's happening with this guy. This guy is another undercover MAGA pedophile posing as some Polish weirdo to try and gain fucking EP cred on the internet. Do you know how pathetic your fucking life is? First of all, there's two things that's so fucking pathetic. The first thing is so pathetic that of all the countries you have to choose to pose as, you pose as Poland. I mean, what, fucking Europe wasn't, England wasn't available? Of all the countries in Europe, you had to go with fucking Poland? You couldn't go with Spain? You couldn't go with Italy? You had to pick fucking Poland? Okay, cool. Second of all, it's fucking pathetic that you don't follow me on YouTube. Looks like you're on YouTube here. So you're just scrolling. You see a live, and you come to mine. And rather than stopping and staying on it because you agree, you're going on it to hate watch. Do you know how fucking empty your fucking life must be, brother? This is 2026. You know how many other fucking things you could be doing on your phone? You could be watching dog videos on Instagram. You could be reading the news on Google. You could be jacking it to the hub, and instead, here you are in my fucking chat. It'll never fucking stop amazing me how pathetic you guys are. You really are fucking couch dwellers. You have absolutely nothing going on in your lives, which makes sense that you're so fucking miserable that rather than try to improve the life and, you know, go out and, I don't know, help homeless people or help a neighbor move or help a disabled neighbor cook, you guys come in here and you hate watch. You guys are the absolute bottom of the barrel, just empty-brained losers. And honestly, I love you for that because you're here giving me my engagement. So thank you for feeding the algorithm, and also fuck you for being alive. That's it. That's the end of my stream. Eat shit and die, losers.